Yo, what's up guys, Bajheera here. So for this video I'm going to be bringing you a level 97 update on our Juggernaut Titan. I'm calling him a Juggernaut because he's kind of like a Juggernaut from PoE 1. Armor stacking, regeneration stacking, his armor is applying to elemental damage taken. You know, and we don't really let the slows kick in on our character very much, so you know, we have a lot of stun thresholds, so there's just a whole lot of stuff that kind of makes him like a Juggernaut. But it's a lot of fun. We're leaping and bone shattering for clear, rolling slam into hammer the gods for single target damage. We have our war cries for buffs, but also for a quick heal, which is a really cool piece of tech I want to show you guys. Forge hammer as well. This is kind of neat. But all in all, this guy's been a lot of fun, and we're blasting him all the way into the end game. We currently have about 70k armor in like our sort of like clearing setup. We have even a little bit more armor, even a little bit more regen in our kind of single target setup here. Using the same weapons for both of those setups. Once we're in combat for a while, our regen ramps up nicely to like, you know, 1500, 1600 life per second recovered, which is insane. So it feels pretty tanky. Our health pool could be higher, armor could be higher, but all in all, the guy's in a pretty good spot. So let's take a look and see just the basics of how this guy works. We have a little bit of mace strike in here, just for rage generation, a little bit of damage, and culling strike. What I kind of want to put on here is behead support, so that when I smack a rare and take him out with that, then I get his buffs, which is kind of funny. But we have rolling slam with a chance to aftershock, Fist of War for the extra AoE and damage, momentum so that the second hit hits really hard. Armor break to always make sure we're breaking armor to get our scavenge plating stacks on, and heft for more maximum physical damage. And Vanguard, let's go, man. Big flicks for you. Welcome back, man. Big flicks for you, pumping us up. Thank you, dude. Welcome back. Good to see you. Extra inventory space comes from being a Titan. FAQ right there. For Bone Shatter, we've got Impact Shockwave, Magnified Area, Ancestral Call, and Armor Break again. So we're armor breaking when we're single targeting. We're also armor breaking when we're AoEing. And then we have Atalui's Bloodletting, which is an expensive but very powerful support gem. It gives you 2% of damage as extra physical damage per 10 life cost. And I'll switch this into Rolling Slam when I'm fighting bosses for extra single target damage. This works really, really well with, to sort of fast forward here, with our Undying Hate jewel that we have here. We can talk about this in a moment, but the Tech Rod version of this gives us access to this when you socket it here. Sacrifice of Blood, regenerate 1 life per second per 8 life spent in the past 8 seconds, but 50% more life cost of skills, so that works out really well with Atalui's, which is scaling on increasing damage per 10 life cost, so that's awesome. And it really just solves our regen right off the bat, which is great too. Hammer the Gods, we're using Fist of War 3, which makes it not empowered as frequently, but really empowers hard. Aftershock there, and basically with our setup we have 15% chance, or sorry, 50% chance to aftershock on anything that has aftershock 2 socketed into it. So heavy swing, which makes it cast a little bit more slowly, but it still casts pretty fast with two one-handers with skill speed and attack speed, which is pretty nice. Rage Forged, it consumes a little bit of rage to do big damage, and we're pretty much always using this after using some war cries, so we do have rage. And then heft for just more physical damage and cost multiplier. Seismic Cry and Infernal Cry both have the same sockets on there. We have them both socket up with Raging Cry Tireless, so Raging Cry grants us rage per power. Tireless gives us a chance to not take one of the empowered stacks from it. But then here's a really neat thing, Second Wind. So they changed this a little bit. They have less recovery rate, which is, you know, it makes it have a slower recovery rate. And Thule, thanks so much for the Prime, man. Big flicks for you, pumping us up. We're knocking out a little build update, and then we'll dive into the stream. But we've got Second Wind on there, so it makes it a longer cooldown recovery, but it gives it 2 charges. But here's the really neat thing. It restores 2% of maximum life on use per 1 second cooldown of supported skills. So when you're in battle, if you want like a burst heal, you can War Cry, which is a really nice way to make sure that you always have like enough health. And you know, once you get your regen ramped up a little bit, you're not going to need it as much, but it's a nice little hit of regen. And it also gives you a way of using your endurance charges, which you don't usually have a use for in this setup. Thank you for showing our little cat feet. He's a good kitty for letting you hold him like that. But are you trying to give him to me? Okay, thank you. Thanks. You guys want to see extreme Good boy. Extreme loves Archer. Loves Archer. I don't know games to play. Any suggestions? Path of Exile 2. But what the endurance charges allow you to do is just bypass the cooldown of the thing. Oh my gosh, Exoteric just popping in, popping off for 50 gifted subs right in the beginning of the stream. Oh my gosh, big flex for you. Pumping us up. What the heck, man? Right in the middle of our little build update. Don't mind if we do hit him with some big old flex love, and make sure you guys pump him up in the chat for 50 gifties going out. What the heck, man? Yo, indeed. Thank you so much, man.
It's kind of green.
Yeah, it is kind of green. That one doesn't get green screened as much. But isn't that a kind of a cool use for the Warcry and endurance charges? So you can kind of pop your Warcry as almost as frequently as you want in battle, because the endurance charges let you bypass the cooldown, which is really, really neat. And it gives you a nice burst of healing, which I love. So that's another cool thing about the sort of Titan thing, the Titan Juggernaut, is that Warcries are giving you health, which is awesome. So that's really fun. And Scavenge Plating is one of our main spirit buffs, where we have it socketed with duration. I have precision in there. If you want the sort of base regen against like in a boss situation, you could put vitality, but our regen is really solved mostly by spending our health to ramp up our Undying Hate, and then standing in your consecrated ground from the Leap Slam, which we can talk about in a second. But I like Cannibalism a lot, because when you're in a big pack, you're taking damage, you boosh, Bone Shatter, skabloo, the whole screen blows up and you get a full heal anyway, so that's really nice. Forge Hammer, I don't know why the heck there isn't a jewel in there right now. I don't know what happened here. Oh, I know what happened. We took out AoE, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put something else in there. I am kind of low on intelligence right now, in-game and IRL, of course. But what we can do is for Forge Hammer is we can just put something as simple as like elemental armament in there to just make it do more damage. That's fine. So if you're kind of low on intelligence like me, you can do Rage, you can do Fist of War, elemental armament to just make it do more elemental damage, Fire Pen to make it ignore enemies' fire resistances, and prolonged duration or more skill effect duration. And for Leap Slam, this is a big one. We have Brink to make sure that enemies don't get heavy stunned by Leap Slam. We also want to make sure Leap Slam's not doing too much damage. So we actually make it do less damage with Stun 3, make it stun a ton but not do much damage, make it have extra AoE but not as much damage, make it attack faster but not as much damage, and then we have the Holy Descent to give us Consecrated Ground when we land, which is a huge, nice heal over time effect, and gives us a half like effectiveness of curses on us, which is also great. Then we have good old Berserk for just a ton of extra rage effect. If you wanted to not degen as hard, what you could do is maybe put like Herald of Ash in there for more clear. You could even put Overwhelming Presence in there. If you just wanted more healing and tankiness, you could put Time of Need, but I think I'm not gonna have enough for intelligence for Time of Need. So, you know, if you wanted more stun buildup, Overwhelming Power against bosses maybe, and then Time of Need is kind of cool, but more than likely to maybe just use Herald of Ash for more AoE. Exo, that is insane, by the way. Once again, we're gonna keep going with the build update just so I can get the sort of update out for the homies. But thank you so much, man. That is ridiculous pop-off, dude. That is absolute madness. Thank you, dude. For our Titan setup here, we have Hulking Form, which is just, this is the little inventory that people love. More strength along the way. And then 50% effective small passive skills. I love skill points. I love leveling up, and so Titan just lets you do whatever you want with your skill points, which I love that. We're taking extra max life with a little bit of regen. And then we also have increased armor with 50% more armor from equipped body armor. I'm a big fan of the Aftershocks and big AoE on Aftershocks, but we're mostly just Leap Bone Shattering for clear, and then against bosses, we are using skills that could Aftershock, but mostly just looking to be tanky, and then just kind of let the Rolling Slam Hammer the gods do their work. And it's working. It's working. So what we're doing here with our actual allocation, again, this isn't always about the order in which I would put in points. If you guys want to know the order that I would put in points while I'm leveling, I would encourage you guys to look at the past build updates, because that'll kind of guide you along as we go. But right now we have melee damage. I think that we could maybe even take these points out and put them somewhere else. That would be a little bit more of an efficient path. You could even put them in armor and then take like life regen or something like that to save a few points. And then you could maybe, instead of going through these melee damage nodes, you could just kind of like sneak through here and then sneak through here. And I might do that eventually, but what I would do, the purpose of that would be to get more armor for all of my specs and maybe even more AoE, but right now this is fine. So this is what I got. This is working fine. So we go over the top, we come down here, we grab the increased armor from equipped body armor, so you have a ton of armor from body armor here, a ton of armor from body armor here, which is cool, so remember that. Then we have more armor down here, And I'm quickly dipping in here for just increased life regeneration rate. And then I have even more on my single target build. So the single target build is the green lines, and then the like mapping setup is the red lines, and then the normal ones are just everything all the time. Well, we're gonna play the game, don't you worry. We're doing a little build update first, but I'm very excited to play tonight. This will be fun. So we're going through here with all this stuff, and then we're grabbing a couple dex nodes just to make sure we can equip the green gems that I want for the support stuff. We have increased armor through here, increased armor right there, increased armor through here, defending you know, with more armor against crits. And then for my single target build, I have even a little bit more armor just to make sure those bosses aren't one-shotting me. Now in here we have a timeless, or I call it timeless, but time lost jewel. We have effective small passive skills, radius to large, increased armor 3%. That's like what I really want for both of them, and that allows us to make sure we benefit from all these little small nodes that give us increased AoE, increased area damage. Just one little point here that makes our loss of rage start like almost a full 2 seconds later, which is pretty cool. I still really enjoy the stun threshold and strength and max life. I still really enjoy the reduced potency of slowing effects on me, so that's nice for the chilled ground and the temp chains, which are really annoying, but they're much less annoying here. But you also get a little bit of armor from that, which is cool. Come down through here to grab the extra armor, and armor applies the fire damage and reduced magnitude of ignite, which is cool. Right here I just have a couple points that give me attack damage for the single target build, and also, you know, anything in this radius is giving me armor, so we're trying to pick anything that's like remotely useful in this radius for armor. We could even do strength if we wanted to. If we just wanted more life, that would be fine. But now we're going through here for more attack damage and more armor. Even though it has the reduced attack speed, it's fine. We can go up here first. We have more AoE for the mapping build, and a little bit of aftershock, I guess, but mostly just want the life and AoE. Come over here for more AoE, stun build up and attack damage, and more AoE. Through here, we're grabbing some armor applies to lightning. Coming up here for armor applies to cold. For the single target build, we have armor and attack damage. Now this time, Lost Ruby gives me radius to large, 3% increased armor. Does not give me the increased percent on the small passives, but it does give me Warcry speed and life regeneration for the notables, so that's cool. So we have Warcry speed and armor for the little ones, which we're peeking through here for some AoE. Coming through here for more armor, and then armor after getting hit, which is cool, and then armor against projectiles, like that, which is nice. Come up through here for more AoE. Come down here, this is just the mapping build. Come down here for a single target build, gets just more damage and damage to close, which is great. And then against like single target situation, we also just have a little bit more armor applying to fire, just because it was there and it gives me more armor in that build, so that's fine. So we come over here. Now I grab like all of this. We have the huge increased armor nodes. We have life regeneration nodes here, which is nice. Physical damage for then it recouped as life. And some people have been suggesting that this even applies to the elemental damage taken because it's technically affected by armor, so I'm not really sure if that works, but whatever, we grab that anyway. And then we have extra armor from the strength requirement of our boots, gloves, and helmet, which is cool. Come down here. This is a long travel. It's a lot of travel, but I think it ends up being worth it. Because we have armor applying to elemental damage taken, which is huge. Now we have a really cool Heart of the Well diamond. We got all res. We got 53% increased armor from equipped body armor, rage on hit, and then the movement speed is like okay. But that's pretty dang cool to get the armor on your body armor, rage on hit, and then all res is really super nice. And we have this little neat wheel here where the armor on our gloves is basically doubled because it gives us 1 evasion per 1 armor on gloves, and then we just turn all that evasion back into armor, which is pretty neat. Come through here for more AoE, and then come up here for the jewel socket, which is the Undying Hate one, which is making our all talents in the radius get turned like into like abyss talents. Then we really just want this, right? 50% more life cost of skills, and you regenerate 1 life per 8 life spent in the past 8 seconds. So all of our abilities are costing a lot of health because we have like 35 level 35 skills, right? Because of all the plus skills we have. Kind of insane there. So it's costing a lot of health, right? And so we get a lot of regen when we do that. Very quickly, we can look at my gear because this is pretty exciting too. Lots of kind of nutty gear at this point. My weapon, first weapon is this one. Gives big fizz, big attack speed, 5 levels to all melee skills, and a 15% chance for any mace slam skills you use yourself to cause aftershock. So That helps us make sure the aftershocks are nice and juicy. I think it's like a 55% chance to aftershock when we're, or 55% chance to aftershock when we are in mapping build, and 50% chance to aftershock in single target, which is pretty nuts. Our helmet is also very nice. It has a ton of armor. None of this gear is corrupted, by the way. I'm too chicken to corrupt it. I like it the way it is, and that's fine for now. But a ton of armor, almost 1200 armor. We're socketing it with Chaos Res to fix that. It's got 2 big armor rolls and max life, which is awesome. Gives me some cold res, strength for more life. And here's the big thing, is that we really want that 31% of armor applying to chaos damage. So that gives us, it says 85% reduction against hits. That obviously changes. The bigger the hit, the less reduction, but still, you can kind of get the idea. It's nice. It's quite a bit. It helps out a ton. I'll show you the rolls on this too. This could be better, like the T3s and T2s could be T1s and the physical damage, but it's +5 melee skills, good attack speed, and aftershock, which is cool. This other weapon is something sort of similar, but we could actually work on this. So again, the same story is big fizz, big attack speed, +5 level to all melee skills. This one has a fissure skills of a chance to create additional fissures. That would be better if it was aftershock chance, but we can change that. It's expensive, but we can do the Omen of Light, annul, put on Ancient Jawbone, and then try to reveal it with an extra reroll. That's an expensive thing to do, but we can do that. So I think it's still cool to have that weapon around, and it's just still big fizz, big attack speed, all melee skills levels, which is awesome. The necklace is increased armor, life. Mana doesn't do anything for us, but I mean, we need the resistance, and all melee skills is great, and increased skill speed is kind of neat, you know? I mean, I'll take that. That's fine by me. And then we have it actually allocated to acceleration, which is more skill speed. So we finally took out Titanic on my necklace, and we went with a little bit of skill speed. You have some other options on there. I actually think Hail Heart would be kind of cool. Hail Heart is very inexpensive, but it gives you just all life recovery is increased. It's like over here. Just increased life recovery rate. So not just like life regeneration rate, all recovery is increased. But most of our recovery is regeneration anyway, so that's pretty nice. But it also applies to your flask, I guess, too, probably. But that's a really nice necklace. Our ring is Chaos Res Evasion Rating, which, remember, it gets turned into armor. So it's armor, life, all res, helping with my cold and Chaos Res. Then we just have it giving me a little bit extra fire damage, which is fine. We'll take that. My chest piece is just a full armor chest piece. The flat armor could have been a T1 roll, of course, but we take, you know, big armor, increased armor, big increased armor, big flat armor, and then armor applies to Ellie, and then resistances. We don't have any life on this, we don't have any strength on this. It's just a huge chunk of armor. But having as much armor on your chest piece is great, because remember, we have armor on chest piece is increased here. We have armor on chest pieces increased here, and then we have more armor from equipped body armor there. So you really just want a ton of armor on that chest piece, and we have a pretty good amount there, which is great. Our other ring is adding fizz to attacks. Great, we do a lot of physical damage. That's the main thing we want. Armor from evasion, life, strength is great here. I mean, not that much strength, but it's still nice to have it. Then we have Ellie res and fire res. But we have the life quality on this one and chaos quality on this one, just to make sure everything's fixed up. We could do life on this one now because I have like 80 chaos res, I think. So we could, instead of doing chaos res quality there, we could do life to just get a little bit more life, but it's fine. For gloves, we have a pretty decent amount of armor on there. Remember, the armor on the gloves is essentially doubled, which is great. We have life. The reduced attribute requirement is something we do not want, but out of all my glove options, these are the ones with the most armor. So I'm using it. If I wanted to, I could use something with attack speed, and that would be fine too. But what you really want is armor, life, and plus level of melee skills, which is great. And we have some fire res on there. You could get attack speed on these gloves instead of reduced attribute requirements. You could get strength on these gloves instead of that. You could get armor applies to elemental damage on that, which is great too. So these gloves do have a little bit of room for improvement, but that's fine. My belt has armor, it has life, it has strength, it has resistances, it has mana. So mana, again, doesn't do anything for me, but it's still cool because if we wanted to spend like a whole lot of divines to try to re-roll this mana into something else, we could. Really, the only thing that's useful is probably like life flask recovery rate, so it's not a huge deal, but we don't have to necessarily replace the whole belt to get something better. But we do want to get more than one charm slot, probably. Not a huge deal, but that's definitely room for improvement. All of these can be improved pretty much, which is great. And then my boots have a big chunk of armor, no movement speed, which is fine because we have a lot of attack speed and we can leap slam really fast. But it does give me armor, life, and that's what we want with a resist. Armor applies to Ellie and another resist. That's great for me. That works. That's really what we need. My life flask is pretty much just charges per second. I would love to have this life flask be a percent gained instantly. And I might eventually try to find a flask like that because there's no reason not to. Probably wouldn't be very expensive, just haven't done it yet. And then we have stun removal charm and freeze removal charm. If I was gonna do another charm, it might be slow removal charm, or it might be even like just rarity, like a gold charm would be pretty fun too. So I might do that as well. In terms of my Atlas passives at this point, what I'm going mostly for is just a ton of pack size in my maps, and then boosting the effective precursors and boosting the explicit modifiers on my waystones. So whenever the waystone says, like, you know, monsters gain 30% more damage or increased damage, then it'll be like 40. But it will also increase all of the stuff like rarity and pack size and whatnot. So we're juicing my maps with a bunch of pack size and monsters. Precursor effects are bumped up so for more like experience, more rarity, things like that. And then we have the precursor, or the explicit modifiers as well, which is pretty cool. And they get really juiced up when we have like more towers affecting it. So making those dense areas of towers is even better. For my breaches, we've got, I think I actually want this. I don't know why we don't have this one on there. I kind of do want that extra breaches. I'm not really interested in that, but I don't know. Right now we just have like classed hands. They're more classed hands, and they're guarded by a pack of magic monsters. I feel like we could probably honestly do the chance that contain more breaches, but I haven't done that yet. Anyway, we're just going for density and quantity of breach splinters, and then more density, which is good. Just having just a bunch of mobs basically is what we're going for in the breaches. For expedition, we're going up to curling up through here. For logbooks are you know, juicier. Then down here we have it, so the remnants, like the little things that you actually click on to determine what is going to be buffed and debuffed about the monsters, is going to be, you know, you're going to have 2 of those. Oh, sorry, 2 extra, which is crazy. Pretty fun. For my boss tree, I'm going for quantity. I'm going for shrines, which I think is fine. I may even move the shrines over to like essences, but I mean, it's whatever. And then making sure that the boss maps are always irradiated, and then even a chance at having them be corrupted. But I don't know, I might do an essence instead of, because I've kind of moved away from shrines. All right, we'll do essences, that'll be fine. And then I still haven't done my final thing for, there's 2 things I haven't done. I haven't done Uber Arbiter yet, but I do have the Calamity unlocked. So whenever I do Citadels, there'll be Calamity keys dropping, which is cool, because those are fun and expensive. You can sell them. How did it okay, it didn't like that, the way I did that. Good. And then I haven't done the max rank of Simulacrum.
Speak.
So when I do max rank of Simulacrum, I'm gonna probably buff the bosses again. But until then, we have the Delirium Fog dissipating more slowly. We have Delirium encounters spawning unique bosses, and rares can keep keeping it going. And then we also have a chance for Waystones to drop Delirious, which I like that. Then for my ritual, we always have 4 rituals. We have rerolling is cheaper, and we have more omens, and we have more mobs that are magic and rare. And that's pretty much the basics of this whole character. So thank you guys on the stream for tolerating the rundown. Now we can go do some maps, we can go do some bosses, and we can show you guys how the character actually looks. But it's a whole lot of fun. We got pretty decent skill speed, which is not like the main thing we're focused on, but it is nice. And a bunch of AoE for just blasting packs, and then once we fight bosses, we switch into Ataluis on Rolling Slam and just Rolling Slam them suckers down. If they're foolish enough to get stunned, we'll hit them with a double war cry, and drop the hammer on them, and keep on Rolling Slamming them. And then we make sure to leap slam every once in a while to strip the armor break effect off of them, so I can break the armor again and keep my debuff, or so I keep my scavenge plating on. Feels pretty smooth. All right, let's get to mapping. Haven't done a trenches in a while. We could run that. Got a little bit of juice on it, but I don't know if it's gonna really demonstrate our AoE. It's kind of like a close quarters kind of map, but this is not too sketchy map. Be pretty cozy. I think we're relatively strong, but I still don't like to run maps like that are too sketch. Definitely got some things going on in here though. I'm just gonna get the shrine and immediately click it off. Say no thanks on that. But again, the main gameplay is leap, bone shattering fools down. I've been doing this since the very beginning when we were leveling, you know. And it's been working for me ever since. Sometimes the aftershocks that we have do kind of throw off my leap slam, like it will potentially mess up the stun. Are these guys aren't stun resistant or anything, so we should be alright. But we could even have more AoE if we were feeling crazy. I'm gonna shout at those guys. HOTG is always nice. Really the only freakiest things, like some of these Abyss mobs that have like anti-regen effects are pretty spooky. But with your armor and armor reducing elemental damage and the amount of regen that you have, generally feels pretty cozy. And we did even decide to do cannibalism so that we don't have to worry about like dipping low. I had a weapon that was giving me 75 health on kill, and then when I swapped off of it, I noticed that I missed that effect. I missed that huge heal whenever I kill something with Bone Shatter, and so we just swapped back in cannibalism because the 1% of your life regenerated really isn't like a huge deal, I don't think. It's nice, but it's not a huge deal compared to how much regen you get from the Undying Hate or whatever, right? But what is nice is that huge heal right after you kill a pack. I do like that. Again, Trenches is kind of like a not super wide open map to see the AoE, but get the idea. I do love maps with increased pack size. Oh, this map is giving me 100% experience gain, by the way. I think we must have procced the 10% or the 20% chance to double the precursor effect. Cool. Yeah, we're level 97, so XP is going to be a slow grind no matter what, but I still like putting XP in my little towers. The temporal bubble, annoying, but not as bad since we have the reduced effect of the slows on us and stuff. We'll blast through some maps, and if you guys are watching the build update video, checking out some of the like gameplay, you can always tune into the live stream live on Twitch or on YouTube to kind of see more. And we'll be blasting maps, you know, bosses a little bit for like the whole time. I'll probably do like maybe a Zesh for this. I actually haven't done the Zesh in a bit. Any rares that survive the kind of bone shattering, you can just smack them. Not doing that. Penetrating cold res should be alright. Penetrating lightning res and regenning is okay. They have more life is okay. Bleed is okay. They can penetrate chaos res, but we'll just do this one. Man, too worried about that. I mean, I think that we can handle a lot, but I'm still not trying to be too stupid. I'm still trying to not just invite death. Again, I don't really expect to level up too much at this point, but dying is still not cool. Gonna cost you your map at the very least, right? Is anybody else alive? I think so. But this has been a really fun build like the whole dang time, you know? At this point we've done almost all this stuff. Uber Arbiter and Simulacrum 4 are kind of still on the table for us to do, but it's always just running really juicy maps. What's up, Maverick? We're kind of finishing up a little bit of a build update, but we're doing it. Is toughness a stat? No. Not for players. I think you can give toughness to mobs though. Like in your rituals, I think mobs can have toughness. I saw that on the little options list of like, you know, buffs. I guess that mobs just become tankier but juicier as well. In the rituals, I didn't take that note, but yeah, that looked like you could, huh? Get the mob's toughness. Or we'll just circle back around and go get the ritual. Don't mind if we do. There's all it. See, I mean, I want to do the Simulacrum because it increases the density of your delirious mobs in your maps by another 10%. So even more juice on the delirious mob sounds awesome, man. I like that. Rid of the Ox gives you 6% toughness. Yeah, that's interesting. There's an item that gives you toughness. I guess it is a stat then. Probably pretty rare, and it's a charm. Okay. I mean, we need another charm slot on my belt to get it, but maybe that's like one of those like really expensive items that you can sort of slowly farm for in the end game. That's kind of where we're at. My guy's got some pretty juicy loot. And it's like, well, what are you farming for? It's like, well, mostly just kind of for fun. I just like playing the game. But taking on some really big buff enemies and whatnot, you do need some pretty big buff gear. Like Simulacrum 4 is gonna be no joke. That might be the hardest thing in the game. I don't actually know. I mean, I guess you could probably make maps that are like ridiculous. I do kind of want to ease our defers as well. Anything particularly nuts? Some of this stuff is kind of cool. I like to look at. I don't want to be dawdling too much and looking through all the gear because we're doing our little build update. But I mean, we gotta take a look. We gotta take a little gander. Yep. Want to see some more PoE 2 stuff? I love PoE, man. I love it. And I want to make sure we're getting our WoW grind on and all that stuff. But I mean, we were doing night streams again just because of PoE. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to keep doing the night streams just because I want to make sure that we're getting, like, some rest over time. And but what we can do is we can still do a little bit of PoE on, like, the weekends and maybe even during the day after our WoW grind and whatnot. But no, I absolutely love PoE. So you guys tuning in and supporting the PoE content here on Twitch and YouTube really means a lot to me because, like I said, I want to keep it going. I do. And one of the things that helps us keep it all going is, you know, just making sure that it's interesting to you guys and that the content succeeds, you know? There's a key ingredient to it all, but I mean, I love the game. I love making videos about it, I love doing streams about it, so it is definitely a game that I want to keep on the menu, even if we are going to be playing other games as well, right? Like, we even checked out a little bit of Borderlands. But I think WoW will definitely be like a game that we continue to put like good work into, just because that's, you know, that's like our main game over the years. And it's a game that I continue to enjoy. But yeah, like in terms of just raw passion, I am absolutely like very passionate about PoE. The big boy right here. Got some delirious mobs. Yeah, this wasn't like the juiciest map, just in terms of like seeing the raw like AoE clear power of this build, but it is, I mean, you get the idea, right? You leap, you bone shatter, stuff explodes all over the place. I love it. Am I gonna take a look at PoE 1 in October? I mean, I might play it, if we can. We always really struggle, like, to get PoE 1 to work on our channel. I really enjoy it, and I might play it a little bit, but yeah, we can't we can't be putting too much time into content that's just straight up just not gonna succeed, even if I would really like it to. So we'll see. The intention is there, the passion would be there, but yeah, you know, just to be real, like if it's just not gonna work, we can't do it. We can't put too much time into it. The content has to succeed like at a bare minimum level in order for us to do it, but it could be like a weekend gaming kind of thing, you know? It's a weekend right now. We're doing our PoE 2 grind. But again, PoE 2 for me is just like a super duper passion game. You just gotta make sure that it's working. Don't always need you guys to be in there worried about the numbers, because I don't want to be putting that on you guys, putting that stress on you. But yeah. So here's a little bit of density. It does have to succeed at a baseline level in order for us to justify putting time into it. But the passion is there for the Path of Exile content. All right, so that's kind of what the map clear looks like. Again, we could have picked a better map than Trenches, but you know, you're able to just get, you know, kind of get up in there and tank them down at this point with all the armor, and armor applies to Ellie. That's a great way of scaling your defense, is making sure you're getting your resistances capped, and then you're getting a ton of armor on your character, a ton of increased armor on the tree, and then armor applies the elemental damage taken, and then especially the armor applies the chaos damage taken. Really helps keep your character feeling tanky, especially when you have a whole bunch of regeneration effects behind it. Feels pretty dang good. And then in terms of your offense, Leap Slam, Bone Shatter is Giga Clear, and then some Rolling Slams into Hammer of the Gods really does the job. At this point, we're very powerful, but Hammer of the Gods is also great for those really sketchy Abyss rares with like nasty degen auras. You just say, nope, I'm good. Chuck the hammer, walk away, let him get one-shotted by a triple aftershock, and call it good. Feels nice. We'll do some bossing too. All right. We have not done a Zesht in a while, so he might kick my butt. Let's go ahead and take a peek. I think we should be okay. We definitely can't get hit by all the mechanics and stuff, but let's go give it a go, because showing off the map is one thing. This will show us a little bit more. You know, Zesh is actually great because it also shows off just a little bit of what your clear looks like, you know? You guys are strong now. Come on now. I think I'm tired of me dinking around with these little dinky rares with their temporal bubbles and whatnot. Gotta go, gotta get that rage built up. This is a level 82 area though. It's kind of a bummer because these are level 82 mobs, which is awesome. But they don't grant XP. So it's like, dang. Sure, it'd be nice to get XP off level 82 mobs, but at the same time, it's like, you don't necessarily want to be like losing XP, right? If you're like dying, which I don't want to do, but we'll see. Hope it doesn't consume my no XP loss on death omen. Or not, even though like, you know, we have one, but I don't want it to be consumed. But again, you're gonna be I wasn't doing that much last map, but you can always war cry for bigger damage for your bone shatters and stuff. I feel like we're at a point in my character's power where like we can be a little bit lazier with the gameplay. Like we don't have to war cry as much, but when you're still like leveling and getting your damage together, like leap slam, war cry, bone shatter is gonna be like helping your clear if you need it. I mean, I can still do it now. It still feels good, but it's also really nice to get that that juicy heal, right? Your regen should be pretty good, but you can get a heal before you bone shatter, and then you'll get the big heal after the bone shatter if you're using cannibalism, right? We don't need cannibalism on Zesh. We might just go ahead and pop in the vitality one just for fun. We should be okay on regen. Oh, doesn't feel like it's gonna make or break, right? We'll see. Tried bone shatter with Warbringer, but it's not like that. I mean, you can probably get a lot of AoE still. I still like using bone shatter as Warbringer. But yeah, Titan is gonna scale that AoE like a little bit heavier because you have all the. Oh my gosh. You have all the hulking form juice, right? So, for the boss,
I've no more room.
I mean, do we want to like go drop this stuff off real quick? Just real fast. Pop it in a dump tab and have a look at it in a second.
Speak.
We could definitely do some bossing tonight. We haven't been doing much bossing, so. Probably mostly junk, but we'll see. Reach rings. I mean, what the heck? Some of these are all right. The breach ring is kind of juicy. All right, plop all these down in there. All right. Got some potential. They certainly do. They certainly do. How much armor those guys got on them? They do got some potential. +2. All right, so now we're gonna pop this on here, and if we were really wanting to tighten up, probably drop that in for cannibalism. We'll go give Zesh a try. You're a physical damage build? Yeah, primarily. We have a little bit of fire though too. Let's see. We haven't done a Zesh in a while. I don't think it's gonna be fast, but we need to make sure we don't get hit by the hand slam. Maybe we could tank it, but I'm also spamming my stuff here to build up my regen. I don't think we're too worried about that attack. Now we're gonna have to do a big pump here. Deep bump. Slice me. Oh, thanks, Zesh. Make sure we break his armor again. There we go. We don't one-shot Zesh. Our damage isn't like insane, but I mean like that felt pretty chill, you know? Not too bad, not too bad. You get strong enough, you can definitely just one-shot
I've no
Zesh.
more room.
But I mean that's like definitely like pretty chill farming. Like we don't really take too much damage from his stuff. He doesn't really do too many mechanics either. We get him to stun, we hammer the gods and slam him down, then we just kind of roll and slam him down, man. Roll and slam him down. We got lots of regen like the whole time. Like what I was doing is I was just bone shattering, which kind of ramps our regen. If you see over here, if we're standing in our little holy circle thing, we got 1600 regen, which is half my life per second, right? Then we're rolling slamming and we have 2000 regen per second because rolling slam costs so much at that one point. Rolling slam costs a lot of life. You don't see it, but yeah, we have 1600 regen in combat when we're standing on this thing. Pretty good. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Solid. Yeah, that's where the guy is right now. We're gonna keep doing maps, keep doing bosses just because I love the freaking game and we have a very powerful character to enjoy. There's a chance that I'm also interested in doing a hardcore or solo self-found run. At least solo self-found, but maybe even hardcore if people are interested in that. But if the PoE content, you know, continues to be something we can put time into, I'd love to do just that. Then Brigley, thanks for supporting, man. Big Flex Warrior for the Prime. Keep pumping us up. But yeah, let's get to work. The stream is just getting started. Let's farm some maps, farm some bosses, have some fun. GG. I think it did fix it. Sweet. Still an annoying guy. This tornado is super toxic. Okay, that fixed the laggy instant. So, good news. Doing the character swap does seem to help. Or you were annoying. This freaking tornado, just the whole time, is really not cool. It just stands on him. Like, what do you do? Not a chill boss. Also, what was I taking damage from? This thing's still alive? Oh, hold on. Make another one up there? Where are you? Good lord. Okay. King is just I don't know if I feel like doing this. Did I beat Borderlands 4? No. No. Oh, we played it a little bit, that was fun. Oh. Wispies. I'm not sure I really feel like farming this guy. Fight is kind of annoying. Hello? I think we're okay fighting him, but he is just annoying. Whatever. Or had major performance issues? Oh, I mean, yeah. That's what I've heard too, but I think it was okay for me.
Hammer and anvil.
Dude, now there's 2 tornadoes? You gotta be kidding me. Or just die. Okay, like, we got him and it wasn't that bad, but like, to kill him, but it's just such an unpleasant fight. Got the belt though. Alright, well that wasn't, like, we got him? It wasn't hard, but it was annoying. GG. Oroth time. Let's give this guy the business. We beat him up pretty good last time we fought him. There's one talent, by the way, that's like super OP against this guy. We don't have it, but this armor break makes it so that enemies can't regenerate life. I think it just like skips his regen phase, which is crazy. So he just dies, and you just kill him again. He gets stuck at that low health. We're not gonna do that to him right now, but
Once a battlefield,
I think you can do that, which is pretty insane. Juice up our regen on him a little bit. Popping off or trying to. I do think it's kind of worth having this regen. I don't think I need to hammer him, do I? No, I don't think so. I don't think I do. always. Or ads. I needed... Nah, his armor is fine. He's just getting chunked with just rolling slam. Okay, I mean, like, sheesh. No hammer necessary, I guess, huh? Sure. Kinda slammed on him, alright. Okay, big fella. I got dunked on there. Alright, well, let's do that again. GG. I think it's time. I think it's time. Delirium. Delirium's calling. Shoo-wee. Delirium is calling. One of the things we haven't done yet is Big Daddy Delirium.
What happened here?
We cannot gain or lose experience, so we don't need that particular thingy. Also level 82? He's zesty. Now, do they have stun? They have stun build up, but we don't have stun. They're not stun resistant. Okay. This is gonna be a doozy. Let's see. Yeah, so the price checker thing is the PoE 2 overlay. A little bit slow resistance is gonna be helpful. Look at this dude. Tanking me and stuff. I might even want to do extra stun resistance. The thing is, I actually like Delirium. It's just sketchy, man. Sketchy. I think I can do this without changing much. We can put a shield on. Them bosses, once we get real delirious, maybe I should put Louise on my bone shatter. I was thinking I wasn't gonna do it until we fight the bosses, but it might be alright. Oh, he's just a regen producer. I was like, what the heck is that? I think it's more important to be able to slam down the guys that are strong, but then again, I mean, bone shattering all the little dinkies for huge damage on the big scary guys might be better. Let's try this one for a second, see how it feels. Let's give it a go. Gotta remember to be using my shouts too. Shouts are gonna give me some heals. We'll be getting endurance charge a little bit more. Rolling slam will still do some damage anyway. I think that bone shattering for clear is, and clearing efficiently is probably better for now. Also helps us keep our regen rolling because we hardly ever use rolling slam, but we definitely are spamming the heck out of bone shatter. So, all right, where to next? Here, perhaps. All right, the suggestions for rarity. I think there is one. Is there not? Any good jewels for warriors? Yeah, man. So I'm using Undying, like rare jewel or unique jewels. I'm using Undying Hate, and then I have a Heart of the Well that gives max res and extra armor on your body armor, and 1 rage on hit. That's pretty cool. Rage when hit would also be kind of cool, but we don't really struggle with rage so much. Another max res would be fine there. But yeah, having max res and armor on chest and some kind of like rage on hit is cool for sure. Keeps things rolling pretty nicely. And then for like some of the time loss jewels are sweet, man.
Let yourself be drawn into the mire.
We're always looking for one that's like giving you extra armor and stuff. And the small passes, those are juicy. They're rare and expensive though. People will think they're good, and they are, I think. Louis here is cool. All right, this guy is gonna be our first boss, and he's we're not particularly delirious here. That will change. We will get particularly delirious. Have access to my stash yet? No. Okay, cool. Let's see. I'm just gonna chuck this in there for now. Yeah, I want to do this because I want more of this stuff anyway. Like, I want more of these little little thingies. Hold on, what would be great, Zamgetsu? All right. There we go. Starting there, I might be able to. Yeah, I just don't really use Sunder as the thing. So I just like, I can throw down Forge Hammer. It's like a set it and forget it kind of thing, right? If I was building into Armor Break a ton, it probably would be better. Like, I think you could probably build into Sunder. Like a really cool Sunder build, where Sunder actually does damage for you and stuff. Probably be sweet, but that's not really what I'm doing. So I was like, yeah, I'd probably just do Forge Hammer and use it as like a just does damage thing and adds a little bit of stun build up. Gives me rage, you know. That's kind of how I was envisioning using it. I mean, I like Sunder. It's a really cool ability. I used Sunder a ton when I was like leveling my first time through, right? My first Titan was a Sunder beast. But this guy was like, yeah, Sunder's not what I'm looking for. The Delirium stacks up, and whenever there's like temporal bubble guys or regen reducers, things can get pretty freaky. But like, even if I'm only operating at half my health pool, I mean, I think that should be alright. The regen's still very strong. Didn't end up meeting the Hammer of the Gods, but it's good to send it if we needed it, right? To send it. Oh, we still got more. Okay. Alright. 80% delirious. We're gonna be like over 100% delirious, aren't we? By the end of this? How does that work? It's gonna be crazy. Yeah, we do reduce the effect of slows on us by a little bit, but still. Nuke that guy, hopefully. If it ever gives us players have reduced recovery effects, that's gonna make us very sad. I hope that's not a thing that can happen in Delirium, but I bet it is. Because players can, like, you can... I mean, all the mods are usually about the mobs, though, right?
You can't get rid of me,
so, if that's only for us, then maybe. Build up some rage, boys. Build up some rage. Bit of rage. Build my regen zones and just hammer. Oh, yeah, he got cracked. Nice. Okay. Good stuff, Bone Shatter. Good stuff. Okay, there's a regen reducer in the mix here. We gotta figure out where they are and not get too freaked out. Okay. All good. Don't freak out. We have the regen, it just we can't regen past half is all.
Nothing you do matters.
All good. It is a little bit freaky though, because I don't really have that big of a health pool.
Pass into the next world.
Boosh. Boosh. Both? Alright, well, I mean that is some strong bone shattering going on. I like that. I think the Atalui's on bone shatter here is looking good. Yeah, might have the right idea there. Drop me another one of those thingies. Don't mind if we do. Yo, Kalos, let's go, bro. Big flicks that are probably pumping us up, man. Thank you, dude. How Hammer of the Gods has 3 aftershocks. Seismic Cry gives you 1 guaranteed, and then I have about a 55 or a 50% chance for it to aftershock, just from the way my character's set up. We could even have more. I just need to change the little effect on that particular weapon. Right now I have it giving more fissures, and that's not because I want fissures. It's just a really good weapon that I had exactly what I wanted, so I bought it, knowing that we could eventually change that if we wanted to spend a bunch of divines doing it, which we might. We might. It's probably worth. Probably worth. Apparently we want to craft some boots though, which might make us, you know, might take us some currency to do it, but that'd be good. The double effect of the little mod on there would be cool. Put a bunch of armor in that. Be nice. Could be nice. Could be nice. Okay.
Do you not wonder what tugs at the strings of fate?
Okay.
What stands as fine
What's going on here?
bliss and beckons
They're just starting to do damn, I think. Gotta get my own regen cooking before I do the next pull, I think. I think that's what that was. I just didn't have my regen ramped. But the mobs will do damage soon. It will. Getting quite delirious. How much? 100% delirious. I mean, if we can't get any more than 100%, then that's okay, I guess, but... chance that we could. Concentrated liquid suffering. I'm not sure what that is. Cool, though. Alright. Oh, we are 105% delirious. Wow, okay. Wowzers. Alright, well, we got our regen ramped up a little bit here. The energy shield. Make sure we get up on the range, because the melee will run to me. Range will not. Don't like you. He ain't dead. He dead. Alright. Yeah, concentrated liquid feed. So the concentrated ones are different. I hadn't seen those before. Concentrated ones. Ramp that regen. I don't like how it's like has that thing right on top of the portal out. I don't want that. A couple waves of these guys first. A chance to get our rage filled up. Maybe even like try to pad some mobs here so we can go one-shot these guys with a big hit. Stand in my AoE. Aftershock's doing work. Here we go. Good, good, good. Good.
I've no more room.
Aftershock's doing some big work. Just chuck it in here for now. Take a look at it in a second. Ramp that regen real quick, boys. Gonna need it. 115% delirious. Sheesh. 2 proj too. All right.
believe me, you will fall exile.
Them guys. Them rangy boys. Chase them down. The rage going. All right, we're cooked. We're all ramped up. Let's go. We don't have mobs over here to one-shot these guys with me, though. Do now, but... Big rolling slams here. Got him. Big aftershocks. Yeah, I want to put more aftershocks on my weapons, I think. This little guy's the last one. He's like, I got it. I got this, guys. Don't worry. Cool. A flask.
My agent of chaos.
All right, sweet.
You shall serve me whether you like it or not.
Hey, man. That wasn't bad at all. That's like farmable, man. That's farmable. Gems on my seismic cry? Yeah. We've got Raging Cry, Tireless, and Second Wind for that nice little heal on there. We'll have the full build video up on YouTube for you tomorrow. And that was cool, man. Simulacrum 3 was pretty cozy, honestly. Guy's good, man. Guy's good. I'm gonna go here. Oh, I thought it was pack size, not stack size. Oh, whatever. That makes more sense. Look at the. I like the Delirium bosses. But I don't know. Maybe we should do this one. If it's all about the Simulacrum splinters, it's not that big of a deal, I guess. Do we get the ones with more rewards? I don't know. Delirium encounters your mouse with 30% chance to generate additional reward. That's kind of cool, but whatever. We'll do this one. I like fighting the bosses. That's fun. GG! That was cool. Big pump.